I can't hear.
Yeah.
We good? You can hear us now?
I can hear you now.
All
Yeah, yeah,
right, all
yeah, yeah,
right. How
yeah.
you doing? How you
I'm
doing? How you
good. How
doing?
y'all
Let me turn her
doing?
up a little bit more. Turn her up a little bit more on our end. There we go. Hold on. We got the touch screen joint. All right.
Okay,
Yeah. That should be good
okay,
money
okay,
now.
okay. We hear you good. Hi, hi, Rosin. How are you? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, baby?
Fantastic, fantastic. Please introduce yourself to the people that's tuning in right now.
My name is Rosalind Camper. I'm the author of Dear Abuser and Dear Abuser 2. I am originally from Flint, Michigan. I reside in Chattanooga, Tennessee right now, and I'm just living life.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. And now, if you don't know, it's my partner Tay.
How you
Hi,
doing?
Tay. How you
How you
doing,
doing?
baby?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Before we even get started, may you please give out your socials because I want to make sure anyone who's viewing this live, they get to follow you, they get to purchase your books, they get to support you and things of that nature. So I want you to give the people whatever you need and whatever they need because I'm definitely interested in hearing your story. So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Rosalind Camper on Facebook, ROSLYNNE Camper CAMPER. On Instagram, I'm asking Rise, just like it sounds. I also have a Naked Truth Instagram page. I don't use TikTok too much, but it's Dear Abuser on TikTok.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask you right now. What you mean the naked truth? Hold on, kids, close your ears. What are we doing? Hold
Okay,
on.
so with the Naked Truth, I I wanted to heal. And so with the healing, I had to tell myself the naked truth.
That's
Okay,
fire.
So,
okay,
and I want to show my books, just this is Dear
Yeah.
Abuser.
That's fire.
okay,
And then this is Dear Abuser too.
Okay.
okay.
Now
Okay.
let me ask you.
I
So
also have a, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm so
No,
sorry.
I was going to say I have a website as well, and it's www.roslingcamper.com.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now for your books, are they hard copy only, or are they on Audible, Kindle by chance?
They're not on Kindle.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, they're not on Audible,
Uh-huh.
but they are a good read and it's very educational. So,
Yeah. So get the
um,
hard copy, basically.
yeah,
Yeah. Get
yeah.
the hard copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Okay. So, what was so tell like tell my viewers and any ladies that's listening like what was the thing that made you want to really get this out and really put yourself out there to people that obviously don't know you and had to be able to pick up your book and just get engulfed in your story. What made you want to give these people your story?
And even have the courage to tell your story.
Right.
Because it
Well,
takes courage for sure.
well, everybody knows domestic violence is a silent thing.
Right.
People are very embarrassed of domestic violence.
Mm.
I grew up in a domestic violence home. My parents were 16 when they got married. And
Right.
because of that, the reason why they got married, because my mother was pregnant with my brother. My mother didn't want to get married to my father, but because she was pregnant, that's how they do.
Right.
Her parents made her get married to my father. And so at the age of, when I turned 4 years old, that's when I remember when the abuse started for me. But my mother had been going through abuse
Right.
since she was married to my father, when she first got married to him.
Right.
And so during that time, at 4 years old, I made up in my mind a man would never put his hands on me without me putting my hands on him. I'm gonna get you before you get me.
Right.
And so throughout life or whatever, I was wondering, like, why do I continue to attract these type of men? The aggressive men, the all these red flags, and I'm not paying attention to them.
Right.
And it was because of me, because I was a unhealed person.
Trauma bonding.
Yes, trauma
sure.
bonding, because I saw my father, jumping on my mother. And so, you know, I attracted those type of men.
Mm.
Right.
And basically I was fighting all my life, trying to fight for love. See me, but
Right.
I'm doing it all wrong.
Right.
And so when I turned 45, I wind up getting into a relationship with a man just like my father. And so at 45, you know, I went through it or whatever. We fighting, you know, we calling each other. Can I cuss on here?
Do your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
Do
So
your
we
thing.
calling each other bitches, and you know, it was just a whole. I could see my father all over again
Right.
in this
Right.
man. And so I made a conscious decision because I was tired. I was tired of fighting because that's what I did all my life.
Right.
And
Right.
I made a conscious decision because my granddaughter was 4 years old.
Mm.
And so I said, I
Cycle.
would never,
Yeah.
right, the cycle, I had to stop the cycle.
Right.
I said, I told myself I would never let her eyes see what I seen.
Right.
So I made a conscious decision. I let this man beat me up. And I went to the after that I went to the police, got him out of my house, and I started my journey on healing. It was an eye opener for me because I didn't know I was that messed up. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
When you go through a situation as traumatic as I went through, you know, you just I didn't understand how bad I was until I went to therapy. And we have to, Black people, we got to stop. We have to get ourselves together.
Yeah.
And the therapy is for you. I mean, you know, I recommend therapy for everybody. We all got some stuff in us that we need to get out.
Right.
And so my therapist told me to write, and I was against it. I'm like, no, I'm not writing. I'm not bringing all that mess up, you know. And so one day I took my pencil out and started writing. I couldn't stop. And let me go back. At 42 years old, I went to therapy. And that was the first time I ever uttered anything about the abuse that happened in my home. So when I was sitting there telling the story, I was crying like I was 4 years old. And so I have
trauma for all those years.
Yes, all those years of me not talking about it.
Right.
And you know, and that's the thing, like you have to talk about it in order for you to get it up and out.
Right.
And so when I started therapy again, I wasn't playing with myself because it was about me, you know what I'm saying? And so with that, you know, people go to therapy all the time, but if they don't get nothing out of it, it don't help.
Right.
And so as I got to writing, I found out some more things about me. That the reason why I was taking the things I was taking, the reason why I was the way I was. So I learned a whole lot about myself as I began to write. There were some things that I had to forgive my father for. There were some things, and my father had passed away. So imagine him, he was controlling me from the graves.
Right.
Still.
Right.
And so I had to realize, like, I had to let a lot of stuff go because it was hindering me as a woman.
Right.
You know, I was still my 4-year-old self fighting in this world. Like, why don't nobody love me? Why do I always get these type of men? But it was me. I had to take accountability for myself. Yes. And so, and as women, as men, we have a hard time with taking accountability for the things that we, you know, that we cause. I had to understand that, you know, a lot of things that I was taking from men was because I was, you know, had a lot of trauma behind me or whatever. And so, when I understood who I was as a woman, you know, I don't call it healed. I'm called every day is a step of healing every single day. Do I still get mad? Yes. Do I still have triggers? Yes. But it's not what you do with those triggers. It's how you react to them. You know what I'm saying? And so when we as people understand ourselves, you'll be so much better. You won't continue to choose the same things over and over again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're right.
I have a question
Right.
for you. So, how is it different to go to therapy and to speak to someone you know? Because a lot of times it's hard to open up to someone you know compared to going to therapy. And when you go to therapy, I know it's like, are they going to judge me? So, can you talk about that? How did you say, you know what? I'm not going to talk to someone I know. I'm going to
Right.
actually talk to a professional.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of times our community, we're ashamed to talk to someone else.
Yeah. To talk to
Mhm.
that
And then if you're
person.
ashamed to talk to someone you know, now you're bottling it up and you can't be yourself.
Mm.
So can you talk about that a little bit, please?
I prayed and I
Mm.
asked God, I said, bring me the right person.
Mm.
I wanted a Black woman so
Mhm.
she'll understand me. And I wind up getting a woman that had been through the same thing I had been through if I was a child as well. And so, and she didn't play no games with me. She was like, okay, if you want this, basically you're gonna have to do as I say, use the
Right.
tools
Right.
in order for me to, to get
Right.
where you want to be.
Right.
And so as I began to write, I was like, man, somebody, really need to hear this. And so me talking to her and her understanding me, and she was Christian too, so she prayed with me,
Mhm.
and I really, that's what I needed. I needed somebody that understood me as a Black woman, woman to woman. And
Right.
when I failed, she would tell me like, you need to stop that type of behavior.
Right.
And
Right.
so
Yeah.
it was one time when I was there talking to her, I had got out of pocket. Like I was really out of pocket. And this was the beginning of it. And I'm yelling and I'm screaming and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not writing shit. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she ended the session. She said, okay, I'll talk to you next week. Just like that.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
she said, because if you're not gonna do the work, then what are we doing?
Right.
And
And she
so I
ain't there
had
to
to
force
think
you.
about.
Right.
She ended the session. I had to think about that for a whole week.
Mhm.
That's
You
that's
know,
killer
and
right
so
there.
Yeah.
that killed me.
Let you sit
You
in
know
it a
what I
little
mean?
bit.
Asking
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
I just say a lot of times we should pray about things, before we do anything.
Right.
And she was just the exact person. Now it's almost like we have a auntie and niece relationship. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. Right. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so, but I think that it's better to talk to a stranger sometimes because you don't have all the judgment. But a therapist, not
Right.
no, you just go
Right.
talk to
Right.
anybody.
Right.
Right.
Or you talk to somebody that's been through it. It's
Right.
better to talk to people that's been through
Yeah,
because I'm a
relatability.
domestic violence advocate and I get so many people, asking, how did you do it? How'd you do it?
Right.
And I tell them first God, and then I say, you need to get in therapy
Yes.
and get, and talk to and get it up and out. And that's the thing. We hold on to things and it's, in our, just right here in our chest, you know what I mean? And we don't want to talk about it. It's not that. You have to talk about your trauma.
Right. Absolutely. Now, do you feel like you got it all out now that you wrote your 2 books and like you done took the journey mentally? Do you feel like you can say that now that you've gotten past that compared to before you wrote the books? Do you feel like that was still a stepping stone for you to get over? And now that you wrote them, now do you feel like you've gotten over that hump now?
Like I said, it's a constant walk.
Mm-hmm.
I may be triggered by something like the word silly for me, little things, because my father called my mother silly all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's still triggering for me. So
Right.
I have to, somebody just said that on Facebook. I said, wait a minute, babe, you can't do that. No, we can't say stuff like that, And it's okay to tell people that's not okay.
Right.
That's
Right.
You know what I
emotional
Right.
mean? You have
intelligence
to
right
tell
there.
people.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
Right.
emotional
you can't
intelligence
assume
right
they know. And so
there.
when I told her
Exactly.
yeah, when I
Exactly.
told her she was fine with it, but yeah, and so it's a constant walk. You
Mhm.
know, I don't believe in people are all the way healed because
Right.
it be so
Right.
much on you,
Right.
especially, you know, me going through that as a child, watching my father beat my mother, drag my mother, you know, hit her and stuff like that. And so um I don't do when people get to talking about it, no, we're not doing that now, you know.
Right.
And so you even, you know, people playing sometimes. I'll beat your ass. No, we ain't playing like that, baby. Don't do
Right.
I'm reformed. I'm reformed,
Right.
but I'm not
Right.
a sucker.
Right. Right.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So
So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
yeah.
What they say,
And
I'm a killer, but don't push me. I ain't no
right.
killer,
And
but
it's
don't
still
push
in
me.
me. So don't
Right.
play with me
Right.
like
Right.
that, you know?
Absolutely.
So and I try to stay away from those type of conversations, you know, even when it's messy. I don't want to even be involved with that. So yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Now let me ask you this. So
hmm
as you're working on yourself, because I think, especially depending on what you come from, where you come
hmm
from. I'm from New York
hmm
City. You guys are from Flint. We know
hmm
what the inner city is. We know when you living in poverty, all of that stuff, right?
hmm
So did you have to remove yourself from the people you're around as well if they contributed to that behavior? And being that you say yes, how did they look at you? Because you know when you start growing, people
You
start
have
saying
to
you have
drop. You
to
have
do
to
it.
drop a lot of people.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
I have had to drop a lot of people. My
right,
childhood friend, I had
right.
to drop her off. She got the clowning. I had wrote a couple of things about her. She didn't remember some of those things. I
Mm.
didn't expect her to remember. We was 14, 15,
Right.
and we was well. Then when I wrote the book, I was like 47, 51 now.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
so I didn't expect her to remember, but she literally went on Facebook with the chits, and I had to drop her off. I did. I told her, I said, you might not have remembered, but I'm not gonna lie about nothing
Right.
that I'm
Right.
because I'm speaking the naked truth.
Right.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
I
I
like
want to
that.
heal, forget everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My family was upset with me as well. But I was like, forget everybody else. I wanted it. And I didn't care what I had to do. Now, I didn't put nobody else out there. It was
Right.
me. I was just telling little stories that happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I put myself out there.
Right. And that was
But
your own
yeah,
personal healing. You know what I'm
yeah, that
saying?
was my personal healing.
Right.
But
Right.
yes, I had to drop people off. And now I look at things differently.
Mhm.
Like where I was feeding into messy stuff, I
Mm.
don't do that no more.
Perspective is
Yeah,
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
right.
You
hmm
you want to know what though? Like what I learned is, I'm not going to say it was not domestic violence, but violence in general. You know
hmm
what I mean? Like
hmm
I'm not going to run from it. I'm not going to egg it on, but I'm not going to run from it. So
Right.
I really want you to start it so I could, you know what I mean? But a lot of things that we hold on to that people don't remember, and then when you bring it up and they get mad, they're ashamed,
Yeah.
right? They're
Yeah.
ashamed. So they
Yeah.
try to basically, how do you say it? Project that energy on you like you're wrong. You're not wrong.
hmm Oh
You was the
yeah.
other person in that story as well. So
Exactly.
people, as you hear people bring up things, you got to look at yourself and identify if you was that person. And if you trust that person, they're not gonna lie on your name. They
Right.
still got a story. They still was there.
hmm
I respect that. So just try to be mindful and open-minded of when somebody say it. If you know that person's not malicious, don't take it that way.
But
You know
see,
what I
I
mean?
believe a lot of that was jealousy all
Mhm.
along. You know what I mean? They thought our
Mhm.
home was because you know I had a 2-parent home. People didn't know what was going
Mm.
on in the home.
Right. But
It
they
was
just
just they
knew.
seen
Right.
what the outside. So we were
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the, you know, modern day family.
Mhm.
We didn't
To
talk
everybody
about
else
it.
on the
You know
outside.
what I
Right.
mean? My
Right.
mother went to work sometimes with bruises all over, with long sleeves on in the
Mhm.
summertime. So
Right.
we didn't talk about it. You
Right.
know,
Right.
like I said, I never uttered a word until I was 42 years old.
Mhm.
So we knew what goes on in this house
Right.
stays
Stay
in
in this
this
house.
house.
That's and
Two
that's
So
family
we knew that.
yeah.
We were trained as that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
and
That's how
so
most of us grew up. That's how
yes.
it
And
was.
so, you know, I held all that stuff in.
Mhm.
And I became the angry black woman,
Mhm.
you know,
Right. Right.
by doing that.
Right.
And I had to check myself. and I constantly have to check myself. I have to always, be mindful. At one point in time, I didn't give a shit if I hurt your feelings or not. Fuck you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now I'm not like that. Like I really be like, wait a minute, let's talk about it.
Right.
And if you can't have a grown folks conversation, then what are we talking about? We're not talking about anything. So I go on my way, you go on your way.
Right.
And I used to, wonder like why people don't like me. I'm ashamed, but I don't feel that way no more. You don't like me? It is what it is.
It is what it is. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
So now just on an elevation level, on a dreamer's level of
Mm-hmm.
anybody that might be watching, like how hard was it for you to go through the process of writing the pages writing the story, getting it to the people, publishing it? Like was that is that a process you would recommend for somebody that might be listening, that might be like, I can write me a book, you know what I'm saying? How hard is it? You know what I'm saying? So how hard is it?
Bringing all that traumatic, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was rough. It was rough because you have to relive that thing. You have to sit in it.
Mhm.
You have to tell yourself the naked truth. You don't know how bad your situation is. I didn't know how bad my situation was till I started writing.
Right.
You looking at the stuff and you see it and it becomes normal. You sit in it and you looking and like, oh, that's just Daddy fussing. No, he's being, physically abusive, or he's being verbally abusive. And people have to understand that abuse is just not physical.
Mm-hmm.
Verbal is worse than physical because those words stick. You know what I mean? And so I had my father wasn't talking to me, but I had a lot of insecurities because of what he said to my mother. And so I had to write all that stuff. I had to go back and be that 4-year-old little girl, even though she was still in me, I was a grown 4-year-old because that's where I got hurt at.
Right.
And so, being in that stage or whatever, it was like, wow, like I saw a lot, And so I just recommend people to write. You don't have to publish no book. You don't have to go as far as I did, but writing is therapy. And it was therapy for me. I got a lot of tears on these books, a lot of them. Some stuff I didn't even think that it hurt no more, but when I started writing, it hurt.
I got a question from one of the people that's watching my Facebook Live. They said, what is expensive? What is the expense to start it up, for it to start up, I guess, like to just.
They probably meant, was it expensive to start it up? Right.
Start what up?
The process, I guess, of writing a book or getting it published.
Yeah.
So I wrote these 2 books I wrote or whatever. They were heavy and it was there's probably about 2,000 each.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just ballpark figure. We ain't trying to get
we don't want to get
Now,
yes.
because they were long books too, you have to know, the number of words and all that stuff. And if you got a good publisher, they're gonna go through it like a,
editing and
editing and all that, and that's how much it costs. But the feeling from it, like I said, you don't have to go as far as I did.
Right.
But if that's something that you want to do, but I'm concerned about your healing. If you just want to write it out just to say, okay, I got it, because a lot of people are afraid to write books, personal books, because family members and things like that. I didn't give a shit.
You got to be secure with yourself.
Yeah, you got to be secure with yourself. Yeah.
I have a question. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, because you're going to get a lot of flack from family members, and I did. I got a lot of flack from that. But like I said, I didn't give a shit. It wasn't about them, it was about me.
Right, absolutely.
But go ahead, love. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I wanted to ask you, how's your brother's mental health? I know you mentioned, you got a brother, and that's why they got married. How's your brother doing? How's his mental health?
My brother is doing okay.
Okay. And I don't want it to be a
father-
touchy subject. So
No, you're
all
fine.
right, cool.
I wrote about him as well. My father was very hard on him. My father was, when I say very hard, he called them sissies and punks and things like that. And so it bothered him. He had turned into an alcoholic, and he was, abusing women as well. But he's gotten better. And like I said, it's a constant walk for him as well. And so we all as a family doing better. My mother, I took the first step of getting therapy. Then my mother followed along, and then my daughter as well. And so even though I didn't do the things in front of my children, they still, got some of my trauma as well, because, I yelled and screamed and
still feel it.
Yeah, it was a cycle, what I mean? And I didn't beat on them, but me yelling and screaming was, was hard too on them. And so my daughter went to therapy, and thank God my granddaughter has never been, nothing that we kept her away from that type of stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Rosin, we appreciate you.
Well, let me say this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
I have a new book out, and I went from writing this heavy stuff to writing erotic.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
So
okay.
My name is
exotic writer.
Okay. My new name is, my erotic name is Aphrodite.
Okay.
And I just released a new book was a short story on March 1st.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Talk about that new book.
Okay, Aphrodite, new book.
And that's Greek. That's a Greek name.
Exactly.
So, come on.
And so my books are, it's not the dominate stuff, but it's about passion and freaky, and I want to get away from. I'm still a domestic violence advocate, but I wanted to write about love as well.
Okay.
And so that's why I went to that. And I'm still going to write under Rosalind Camper, but for my erotic stuff, I'm going to write under Aphrodite.
Okay. So we got Dear Abuser 1, we got Dear Abuser, Dear Abuser 2,
and then Aphrodite, the goddess of erotica, has fantasy. And so I'm going to leave that link in your comments on Facebook and on here as well.
Okay.
Just pin that.
Yeah.
I will.
Yes. Okay, that's what's up. I didn't even know that.
I got more questions.
Well, go ahead.
Hold on.
If you got questions.
Listen. That joint just made me because
listen, I have a little bit. I do have that on on audio. And so if you want to listen to a little bit,
got that joint on Audible?
You got it on audio too.
Yeah, so I got a couple of weeks before that comes out, but I have an example right now.
Yes, Gina, she said she's gonna pin her information
in
the Facebook comments, so she definitely gonna put her information in there for y'all to get all the information.
I mean, if y'all are right,
my people on my Facebook,
it does get a little, it's a little erotic.
These ladies on my Facebook Live, they want to see it. So you know what I'm saying.
Listen, be erotic with your man and some.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and that's what I had to learn.
Summertime, you know what I'm saying?
I had to learn that too. Like when you're in a relationship, must have a connection, because if it's not a connection there, it's not going. You know what I mean? You must have one. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and this chapter. It's chapter 4 called The Rose. Now I'm gonna
hold on one second. Hold on one second. Make sure your kids ain't listening. If you're under the age of 18,
yes,
make sure you tune out. We don't want you. You feel me?
Get the kids off the YouTube for right now.
Yeah.
You can bring them back so they can hear the rest of the show later on. But right now, Aphrodite is about to let us hear an excerpt of her new short story that she got out on audio.
I need
y'all gonna get the links and all that. So please turn your volume up so you can get a little good listen to all this. Okay, so Please proceed.
Started, but the words got caught in my throat. Standing there with a big smile on his face was fantasy. My body shivered and my pussy began to leak. I shifted my weight, putting one foot up on my leg to play it off because I could feel the cum oozing out of me. I quickly smoothed my expression and tried to act casual. Oh, hey, what's up? I said, my voice laced with confusion. Even though I was happy to see him, I was also wondering why he was here. He looked at me, bit down on his lip and said, "Did I catch you at a bad time?" As he rubbed his dick through his pants. I stammered, No. Come in. As fantasy passed by me, I caught a whiff of his cologne. Sauvage Dior. Ooh, this man smells so good, I thought with a small smile. Fantasy didn't say a word. He walked up to me and started kissing me. I didn't push him away. I welcomed him inside my mouth. Our tongues danced to a sweet melody. I couldn't tell you what the melody was, but the tune of it was smooth and we kept the beat. I untied my robe and it fell to the floor. I was happy that I was already naked because he picked me up off the floor and put me on top of the kitchen counter.
Okay, that's enough.
Make sure y'all go
Don't give
listen.
no more. Don't give no more.
I ain't gonna even lie. That's
Don't give
fire.
no more. Don't give no more.
You was in there
Don't
getting
give-
hot, Freddie. You was in there getting hot.
Hey, man.
Answer the
You
question.
know? Oh no, yeah, I was feeling that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing over there.
All right,
You know what
all
you're
right.
doing. Well, no, and look, I'm gonna get you to send me, or I'm gonna get a copy of each one of your books and your audio, so I'm gonna sit them up here on the table.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that way we can keep, you know what I'm saying, we can keep you in front of everybody's face every time we go on every other week. So I appreciate
I
you.
appreciate you.
Let me
for
chime
real.
in though. When it release, I want you to come back up here. When
Okay.
it release, to try to, if people could see it from then, they could try to get
I'm
some
going-
orders.
I have the Kindle right now. You can go on Amazon and get that. It's the book or whatever.
Mhm.
But I really didn't want to push it until I had my audio.
Copy.
Right.
And so it takes 10 days to upload. Audio is something else, but it takes 10 days. So I'm just waiting on it.
And
to
you're
upload.
reading the audio though, because some
No,
people
I'm
have,
not reading the
You're not-
audio.
No, yeah, that
Yeah.
ain't her. That ain't
I
her.
had another girl
Oh.
read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Oh, okay.
she did a awesome job.
Yeah,
No,
it sounds.
no,
it
no,
sound- I
yeah.
couldn't tell.
Yeah.
And
no,
guess what, y'all? It was her first time.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
Okay.
Mhm. I needed somebody with a seductive voice, and I didn't have that. so.
Right. Exactly. No, but no, like you say, make sure you put them links in the comments, because these Facebook people, they going, you know what I'm
They
saying?
wilding.
they
That's
going
gold.
crazy.
Okay, I
They
go
all-
on there.
yeah.
Kitchen counter.
Yeah, they
It's
talking about kitchen.
It's
Yeah,
very cheap. It's $3.99, so it's cheap. Yeah.
okay. Well, no, yeah.
Nah,
But like I say,
definitely support.
by all
man.
means, we,
Definitely
you know what I'm saying,
support.
we're here to support
Sure.
and
Thank
inform.
you. I appreciate that.
We appreciate the time. We appreciate you
Word.
being our first guest. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
We are-
Nah,
you know what I'm
people gotta hold that energy now.
Yeah.
Right.
You created an energy, so
Yeah.
people gotta hold that energy.
But
Like, so
did
listen,
I do all right, y'all?
Hey,
yeah,
A1.
yeah,
A1.
yeah.
A1.
I definitely want to have her back up here.
A1.
You know what I
definitely,
mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
So
appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, Freddie, for
Nah.
thinking of me. You know, it's
Absolutely.
always love, baby. We
Absolutely.
always my
Absolutely.
sunshine.
Absolutely. My sunshine, Flint Town till we die. You know how we
Yes,
do it.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? So no, we thank you. And Roz, we'll keep in contact. All
All
right.
right, baby. Thank
All
you.
right.
Have a good pleasure meeting
right.
you.
You too, baby.
All right.
You should just move.
Yeah,
You did.
that was fire.
Right.
That was fire. I'm glad she asked you that question, man.
What question was?
How did you feel, Freddie?
No, my cousin, she was like, y'all turning red. I was like, I can't turn red. I'm too black to turn red.
Nah, man, nah, it was good though.
No,
It was cool for me to hear. That's how women be talking or what be going in women's head. You know what I mean? I got the Savage too. I already got that.
Hey man, shoot.
Savage and gray sweatpants,
I'm
man.
about to-
Shout out to your ladies,
I'm about
man.
to give you some Savage out here on these
do that to
streets.
your ladies,
You know,
man. You pull up on your lady with that Savage and
man,
gray polo
man.
sweat.
That's crazy. That was, trying to bring y'all some new energy. You know what I'm saying? That's what was going on. That was cool. All right. You know what I'm saying? That was Tamron Hall show or something, you know what I'm saying, or something on top of something. You'd be like, yeah, I remember I seen her on Two Brains, One Go. You feel me? It's important to get yourself help. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely important to get yourself help because it's nothing wrong. You know, and support those who you know need help also. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Support those who you know need help as well. Yeah. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely. So you elephant in the room, oxygen. Yeah. Okay. Right. Whole bite. Okay. And I understand what everybody's bias is. Hold on, I didn't see it. They said Lamont Roach took a knee in the fight as well. No. Lamont Roach never took it. Sure. Tank only took the knee. Okay. Now, Tank took the knee because
He had grease in his head.
he said he had grease coming down his eyes or whatever,
right.
Which I can respect. I understand that. But it was the ref. It was up to the ref to tell the judge if he was being penalized or not. Right? And the ref said, okay, I'm not gonna penalize you for this, and kept going. Now,
what round was that? Ninth, 10th?
No, it was early round. Oh,
it was early in the fight.
It was an early round. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was an early round, and that's what I'm saying. Like after that, the fight just kept going, and he didn't just do that time on trying to grab the towel. Like he had to get the towel numerous times.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just a one-time thing where he just.
So then you saying grease was really in his eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Copy.
So that's why I didn't look at it as him being heinous or him trying to be arrogant or, you know what I'm saying, just trying to break the rules and
right.
You know what I'm saying, just being heinous towards boxing. I didn't see it in that kind of way, but other people took it like it was. I mean, and I can understand. I mean, it's just like me in basketball, like when mother constantly carry in front of you or something, you be like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why it's gonna keep happening? I mean, you want to.
But let me ask you this on the flip side: if he would have told him that he was losing a fight or losing a round or taking a point, Tank had the opportunity to turn it up as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's going to be a rematch.
Yeah.
From what I know, Tank didn't look like Tank. And I'm not saying Lamar Roach neutralized him.
And that's,
you know what I'm saying?
But you know what?
He seems different.
That's
though,
what I'm
even
gonna
before
say.
The fight. Even before the fight.
That's what I'm gonna say, because
his demeanor was off.
They didn't fought. They said they didn't fought each other a lot of times before that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of tell that. Like how like me, you talk about certain fights, and I tell you, dude was backing up, right? Mm-hmm. Roach never was backing up though, G. Like he was never in retreat mode. You know what I'm saying? Even when Tank was throwing them boys in there at him, he was still standing there throwing them boys right back. Like it was like, I mean, that's why I can understand why they called it a draw. But at the same time, I heard somebody say that they thought the fight was boring.
I heard people say the fight was rigged.
I just don't see neither one of them because they was in there fighting. Like they was really fighting. Like it was a real back and forth tag. Like I mean, Tank got tagged a couple times.
But
Like
he
you know what I'm
always get
saying?
tagged,
Like,
bro.
but I mean, he took him.
Like Tank is
He
one
was
of the
in there,
fighters. Like
like-
Tank is a great fighter, but he's one of the fighters when I see him fight, he always got bruises on his face. Every fight, you know what I'm saying? He's not one of those. He got a good chin.
Yes,
For sure,
and
you know what
he
I'm
don't
saying?
mind sticking it in there.
Nah,
you know what I'm
so
saying? No pause.
Do I want do I want to see crazy? Hey,
I
yo,
had to
crazy.
say that.
All right,
Man. I
man.
had to say that.
I don't know. You want to see another fight?
I do.
I don't.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
Like
I watch that. I
didn't-
watch that again.
Tank didn't seem interested how he normally does. And if you gonna go in there and not do your normal stuff, not even a fighting. He wasn't talking no mess, nothing.
But he
I
was
like,
though.
no, he wasn't. I
He
watched
That's what I'm saying.
every
I watched the whole fight. He
not
was
the
talking.
fight, man. The lead up to the
Oh,
fight.
you
The
talking about
promoter.
that? Oh,
Normally
okay,
he be like,
okay.
yo, he wasn't doing a noise. It's like
Oh,
respectful,
okay.
you know
I
what I
see.
mean?
I see.
that's what I mean. Normally he be talking crazy.
Yeah.
And
okay, okay.
and I could say this. I never thought Lamont Roach was a slouch. I didn't know about him, but he wasn't.
Me either.
He
I ain't know
wasn't
about you, but
nervous.
he wasn't. No,
Nah,
not at all.
He was poised.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? He was poised. So, you know.
For seeing how the other dudes, even though they knew Tank, how they came into the fight, like even like the Ryan Garcias, and you know what I'm saying, like when they came,
Ryan
they
Garcia wasn't.
they were.
Ryan Garcia.
I mean, but they was amped up. Like dude was like, man, this another fight. I'm about to get in here.
You know what styles make fights? So I'm gonna be interested to see what Lamar Roach do his next fight. Because styles make fights.
See if he's
dig what
gonna
I'm
change
saying?
it up or
No, just see if he's really like that. Because remember how I think it was Roy, it was somebody like or Oscar De La Hoya or somebody when they fought certain people, they will always lose, but the same person they lose to, the person they beat would beat that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now what about the Terrence Crawford and Canelo?
That's gonna be lovely.
Who you got? I hope Terrence is listening to this baby Jay-Z face. Who you got? who do you have?
Oh,
Man, like
baby Jay-Z face.
man. With the mini fro.
I got Terrence, man.
Terrence Crawford over Canelo?
I got Terrence.
Moving up.
I got Terrence, man. I got Terrence. Just because of what I've seen previously. And what I've seen previously, I've seen him control the fight. Like in he controlled Errol Spence.
Bro.
He control.
Do
like,
you know when you move up weight,
I
2
hear
weight
you.
classes?
I hear you.
He got to be able to take a Canelo punch.
I hear you.
You said Terrence Crawford way quick, like it's a walk in the park.
No, but I mean, the boy got skill. He got enough skill for me to say that.
But
That's
Canelo
how I look at
don't.
it. I ain't saying that he don't. I'm
But
just
you
saying,
just wrote. You said Terrence Crawford quick.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't call it. I can't call it. If Canelo win, I'm not surprised. If Terrence Crawford, he got an uphill battle. So if Terrence Crawford win,
he do.
I respect Terrence Crawford for even taking the fight.
Yeah. But if he win, he got to get the utmost respect.
He already got the utmost respect.
Just saying.
Okay, so if he wins, he's the best boxer ever in life.
No. I ain't saying that.
So, like, people don't say Bud Crawford can't fight.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I say that.
Can Shakur Stevenson beat Tank or Roach? Because I seen an episode where Lamar Roach listed his top 5 fighters in that weight class. He said him, Shakur, Tank, I think Tafino, and Lomachenko. I was like, wow, like you put Shakur over Tank? Because Tank, I mean, Shakur, like he had fights that was boring too.
Yeah.
So from that one fight, it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and disrespect Tank. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever it is. I just feel like me personally watching Tank fights, I feel like mentally he going through something. He didn't seem like the same, just the whole promotion. You know what I'm saying? He like, yo, I think I'm gonna retire. So I'm not taking away from Roach. Roach winning it, he said, I want this. But did he do enough to take it from the champion? That's what matters. You got to take it from the champion.
You got to take it.
You got to take it from him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And that be the small piece
Mhm.
that make dudes lose the fight because they didn't go and take it.
You know what
instead of
Roach
just
said?
they was in there tapping.
Tank whispered in his ear. They're not gonna give you the fight though. Whispered that joint in his ear. I said, "Oh, you know what I mean?" And then,
hey, and then it ended in a draw. You know what I'm
And
saying? So they didn't give it to him.
you know, it was
what I'm
legal
saying?
action after that, right? Roach tried to foul and all that.
Did he?
Yeah, he took lawyers and all of that, and they decided, nah, they're gonna keep it a draw. He didn't beat Tank.
Right, and I mean,
So-
and they probably just gonna do that because they gonna fight again. They gonna fight again.
Nah, Tank said, I want to fight him again now in May.
Yeah, that's
He said May.
in May.
He said in May.
Damn.
Yeah.
Turnaround
Like-
just like that.
Yeah, in May.
Hey, I ain't mad
You know what
at
I
you.
mean? So we'll
This
see.
week gonna
We'll
do what we
see.
gonna do.
We'll see. You know what I'm saying?
What else you got going, man? What else, man?
I'm living life.
What up, man?
I'm drinking my water.
Exactly? How's your mental health doing?
My joint is amazing, bro. It's amazing because I know who my competition is.
Mm.
So when I know who my competition is, which is myself, who I look at in the mirror,
It ain't hard to
right?
fight.
And I don't listen to outside noise. I'm not trying to impress. I'm not trying to beat nobody else. I'm trying to get better every day.
Right.
Right. So I'm self-aware to the point where I know where my downfalls and my shortfalls are, learning lessons. I take constructive criticism from individuals I respect, and they're not coming from a harsh or heinous perspective. I'm good.
Right.
And I woke up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I got an opportunity to do what I do.
To do it.
Yeah. How about
Absolutely.
yourself, man?
Absolutely. I've been tested, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
You've been tested like taking a ring?
I've been tested.
Like
but I'm
one of
good.
those?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, like you say, I woke up. I got a chance to try to right or wrong. So,
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
hopefully tomorrow I
Yeah.
get that same chance.
Yeah.
And I can
That's all you can ask for,
and I
man.
can try to right the wrong from today.
Like
to tomorrow.
that's all you can ask for, man. Like
That's
you
it.
good just waking up. You get an opportunity to be
That's it,
great.
for sure.
And remember, greatness, like I used to be money motivated, like super money motivated early on. I stopped that years ago. And when I stopped that, my results is different and how much I'm happy is different.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're not gonna ever have all the money in the world.
Yeah,
Right? You start looking to your left and you start looking to your right.
Yeah.
You start grading yourself on what somebody else is doing.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I intentionally make sure I'm paying attention to me, not to the point where I'm egotistical or I'm vain, but to the point where I'm like, yo, I'm him too. I know the work I put in.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you gotta be like that to yourself because
Yeah,
nobody else is gonna walk up to you and hand you a piece of paper that show you
Nah.
all the accolades that you
Nah.
done for yourself.
Nah.
Nobody.
Nah.
If somebody do
You know what I'm
that,
saying?
they've been stalking.
Yeah, like, and you know,
gotta stalk.
you know you got a stalker.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
I did on my I just jumped on my camera, did something today, talked about 3 things I think you need in order to be confident, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like you have to understand who you are as a person, and a lot of people don't know who they are, right? And they act like solitude ain't important. Solitude is important. Learn yourself. Stop trying to be in a crowd or with everybody else and learn who you are. When you learn who you are, you unstoppable.
Some people so scared of
Yeah.
themselves. Okay? People
You know
are
what I'm saying?
scared of themselves.
Come on, man.
Literally scared of themselves. Like they again, I didn't say it to you before. Like people again, if you can't stand in the mirror butt naked and look at yourself, you have 3 problems and ain't none of them got nothing to do with nobody else.
And when you look at yourself in the mirror, be honest with yourself.
Absolutely. And
Be
that's
honest
what
with
we
yourself,
can't
man.
do. Like most people can't look in the mirror and be honest with themselves.
Right.
Like, and when you are able to be honest with yourself, it's so easy to be honest with other people. People will be mad. They'll be mad at you. They don't want you to come around. Why you always saying that? Man, what you mean? It's the truth. If you mad at the truth, I don't know. I don't know how else to make you happy if you gonna get mad at the truth. Man,
don't be okay with being normal neither, man.
Man.
Don't be okay with being normal.
Mediocrity
on,
will, man, but you know what? Somebody else's mediocrity will make them look at you with jealousy.
Facts.
You know, so just because
Facts.
why you just gonna do this? No, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna try to do this. And when I succeed, and don't be looking at me funny. Like,
everybody's not applauding for your success.
Absolutely not.
And underlying hate happens more times than none. It could be a look, it could be an energy, it could be it could be so many different things. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you gotta keep your head on a swivel.
Always.
Be self-aware, man.
Always.
At all times. Work on your emotional, spiritual, and mental health at all times.
Yes.
Be able to listen and not listen to rebuttal. People would hear something and they would just come up with a rebuttal instead of actually hearing what the person said.
Actually listen.
You know what I'm saying?
What they
Listen
said.
listen to understand.
Listen to understand.
We
instead of
all
listening to
we
comment.
all guilty for that at some point. But once you know you're doing it, now I'm not gonna even call it stupidity. You're willing to do that.
Absolutely.
Compared to being
It's
naive.
a conscious
yeah,
effort.
it's a conscious effort for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm just feel like I'm coming into a season that I'm like, yo, man, as a person, I love who I am.
Yes.
You know what I mean? As a
absolutely.
person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing materialistic. And as I'm getting older, as I'm getting more mature, what I value, what I put my time, what I put my effort and money into is very different. I'm happy with less.
Yes.
I'm just happy with less. That's the journey I'm on. Don't mean you got to be on it. Don't mean nobody else got to be on it. And I'm not judging you if you're not on my wavelength.
Right. Exactly.
If it's destruction to what I'm trying to do, I'm not going to be around you. But I'm not judging you. But if you want to be regular and I'm around you, I'm going to say, yo, listen, man, I see this in you. Pause. Listen, you got greatness. It's up to you what you want to do.
For real.
But if you want to be mediocre, I can't be around you.
Man.
I still got love for you. I just can't be around you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you're gonna be a weed, be a weed. But I'm trying to grow out.
Facts.
I'm trying to grow.
Facts.
Keep it moving.
Facts.
Gotta keep it
How you
moving.
feel about Luka on the Lakers, man?
Oh man, more
LeBron
and more.
looking crazy, man.
Man, free shot.
And he playing defense. Luka playing defense. Pause. He playing defense.
He buying in, man. He's
That's
buying
crazy.
in.
Is
he's buying in.
okay, let's go back.
It's getting easier.
Is JJ Redick a good coach? Remember what you said before he was coaching?
What did I say? Tell me what I
You
said.
wasn't digging him.
I wasn't right.
Yeah.
I wasn't so because
No, and
right.
it's not wrong with
Right.
it.
Now,
Did your mind change a little bit?
Up to this point, it has because he's gotten them to buy in. Like, and everybody knows
I like his sets.
JJ Redick is an offensive guy, but for him to get, but for them and that coaching staff to get them to buy in to play defense, like you say, especially for Luka, to slide them puppies a little bit.
But the sets he's running though, he got sets for shooters. He got pinned down. He got dribble handoffs to everybody. Got a set. You know it's gonna be more of it. Like Luka is better with the ball in his hand. But people forgot LeBron didn't have the ball in his hand in Miami.
He did.
They forgot, like,
and he was pinning.
Oh,
and
my
he was pinning
gosh.
niggas under the basket, getting just
easy 30
easily.
Come on,
easily,
like
easily.
you know what I'm saying?
It was easy shots again.
Oh, before we get off topic,
Sunday.
the LeBron James with Stephen A. Smith.
No,
You know what I mean? I thought you was gonna bring it up.
and I was thinking about it, but we hadn't got around to that kind of like.
Because you a father. So
right,
go ahead.
right. Okay, now this it stemmed all from the comment that Stephen A. made when he was like, "Man, I'll plead with you as a father to step in." And man, let me tell you something, bruh. And I don't know what Brian said to him, but in the same energy, I could understand. Listen, man, don't be talking on my son, my grown son. Keep my son out of his name out of your mouth. If you ain't talking about basketball, don't talk to me about no fatherhood shit. Because again, I can see if my son was somewhere doing fucking heroin on the corner or fucking dragging 5 bitches, videotaping them doing some other shit, peeing on them, all type of other shit. But no, he's fucking playing basketball. Bum ass nigga. I would have said all that to him right in his face and walked away just like he did and came back and kept hooping. Because again,
with the W.
Stop talking about stuff that don't end up like me and somebody else. We were just talking about this today, and still people want to say that LeBron James' son got into the league because of him. LeBron. He was the last pick in the draft. That's not getting in the league because of your dad. That can't.
If they would have took him over,
if they would have taken
over, what's the dude name?
Dalton Connect.
Dalton Connect. That's crazy.
That's getting your son in the league. Being the last pick in the draft is not getting your son in the league. So again, we addressed it. He's not. He wasn't gifted nothing. He was a McDonald All-American that had a heart attack that almost kept him out of the game. Period.
Now on the flip side too, he signed a $7 million contract. But last I checked, the jerseys people bought made up for that $7 million. So
Talk
now
that
it's
talk.
return on your investment. The
Talk that
Lakers
talk.
invested in him and they got their money
Talk
back.
that talk.
And he's playing a lot of his minutes in the D League. So I get it. Now when the Barry brothers, right?
Talk
Right,
that
when the
talk.
Barry brothers was playing, who else? When the
Talk that talk.
Doc Rivers' son,
Talk that talk.
right? So it's like, yo, when it's about
Talk that
LeBron,
talk.
everybody want to ridicule and criticize so crazily. Everybody has something to say negative. If
Ain't
you don't
nobody-
like LeBron, that's cool.
Ain't nobody saying nothing to
You know
Gary
what I
Payton when
mean?
his son got in.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying? Like
so-
it's such. Ain't nobody saying it's Scottie Pippen. I mean, we
Right.
can go on the line.
Yo, at
all
the
these people
end
that
of the
nobody's
day,
saying nothing
At
about.
the end of the day, he go to the G League, he do his thing. He go to the NBA, he does it. Give him time.
Like
Give him time.
anybody else.
A
do,
lot of
dude.
rookies who are drafted number 1, number 2, number 3, they don't do anything. Some of them go to the G League and don't do anything. What's the dude who was on the Lakers? Who they cut? They traded him to Utah to get Luka. He got the locks. He came from Indiana. He was a number 1 pick last year, not this year. The point guard.
Man.
Jalen Hood-Schifino.
Yeah,
Jalen Hood-Schifino,
yes,
right?
yes.
He wasn't doing well in the G League, right? He wasn't doing well in the league. But being that he did great in college, he was worth the pick, right? So all I'm saying is give him a chance. If he end up being a bust, he end up being a bust. I'm not counting the Lakers' money.
Right, but at the same time, if you're gonna be a bust and you my last pick, I was planning on you being a bust anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Other teams wanted him
last
too.
pick.
Other teams wanted him to try to
Exactly.
lure LeBron. So I
Exactly.
get it. I get it, and I forgot what they call it. Like when you just working at a place because of your son. I mean your father.
Nepotism.
Nepotism. There we go. Cool. Give him a chance. Give him a chance, man.
A lot of people got nepotism.
You know what I'm saying? Give him a chance.
And
In all industries.
In
Give
all
him a
industries.
chance, man.
all
That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? If he would have went 16, I would have been like, yo, that's crazy.
right,
He went
exactly.
55, 52nd or whatever.
58 for
50
night,
right,
something like
right.
that. Like, man,
on,
come
bro.
on. Let's
And
be
another
real
thing
about
is
life.
this: a lot of people talking crazy on his name. He would give you work.
Exactly.
If you a hooper,
Thank
you know.
Thank you.
You know,
glad
like
you said
even
that.
even players that be on the bench,
Yes.
they got to the big
Yes.
dance.
Yes. I
Like
that plenty of times.
let's call a spade a spade.
Yes.
It's not easy to play any professional sport
Right,
or
exactly.
even go D1 in college.
Exactly. But all these
Right? Come
talkers,
on,
all
like,
these talkers,
come
like
on,
you say,
bro.
he'll show up in your city and give you all the buckets
Work.
you ever want to have, period.
Work.
Bro, Bronny James ain't good. You get out there with him then. Get your ass some work, chump.
You want to know what's crazy though? Paul George went to the Sixers. Well, 100 and some million. He looking like he's supposed to be on the Sixers.
He ain't even available.
All I'm saying is it happens. It happens, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not going, like my people say, I'm not going to sit on that soapbox, pause. But you know what I mean?
Right, right.
It is
right.
what it is.
It
So
what it is.
take us out, Freddie. Hold on, man. Dope guess. Dope guess. That was all you. Dope guess, bro.
No doubt, no
Dope
doubt,
guess
no
for
doubt.
sure.
Shout out to Rosalind Campbell.
Rosalind,
once again.
facts. Aphrodites as well,
Appreciate you.
aka Aphrodite.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
AKA
He
Aphrodite.
had the savage.
You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you
for sure.
for being our first guest
Yep.
and a very good one at that.
For
And,
sure.
I just want to I really just want to be thankful for everything that's going on, because regardless of all the stuff that's really going on negatively outside, that if nothing else, we need to know that we need to stick together.
Facts.
No
Facts.
matter what go on.
Facts.
We
Facts.
need to stick together.
Facts. Stop being competition with the people
Stop
you're
being
around.
exactly.
Come
We
on,
need
man.
to stick together. I know there's some people that I don't like, but if it come down to the work, I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got no problem with you when we working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But outside of working, I ain't messing with you.
Right.
We working towards something. Let's get
Professional
it.
and personal different.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
that's what I want everybody to know. In these times, we need to start coming together. We need to start being those people that people don't like, because now we all together and they can't do nothing about it. So in closing, I just want to say I love y'all. And again, I just seen Rosalind come back on, and thanks again, Rosalind. My man, my ace, Boom Coon.
Fire. She fire.
And hey,
Thank y'all for jumping on live, asking questions and all of that. We appreciate you
we
guys.
appreciate all y'all on live.
Yo, for
all
sure.
Day,
The
all day.
The
I know I'm looking down. I need to be looking at my.
the committee grew, man.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. The committee is
grew.
growing.
Yeah,
It's
man.
growing. The
Yeah, man.
2B1G committee is growing, and we appreciate y'all for being fans. We're gonna keep on trying to bring it. Keep
Not
it
even
hot for
fans. We're
y'all.
gonna call y'all supporters.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I know
Absolutely.
he didn't mean nothing by that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Y'all supporters, because y'all definitely tune in and y'all support. I got family members that's always supporting on there. My cousin Jen, I appreciate you. All my friends that I be bumping into people at the gas station. Yeah, man, I checked out your podcast. I'm like, oh man, and make me feel so good. So I appreciate y'all tuning in, and hopefully we will keep bringing y'all this nice and informative information that we have, and we love y'all.
We up out of here. Peace.